Let's be real. Are you drowning in a sea of different apps, emails, and file versions? It is the digital clutter of modern work, right? Well, the promise of having one single hub for everything is pretty powerful, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today: Microsoft Teams. But let's ask the big question right up front. Is this just another chat app? Another notification to manage? The answer, and I mean this, is a definitive no. We are about to peel back the layers and show you how Teams is really designed to be a truly unified workspace. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the big picture, what this collaboration hub thing is all about. Then, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of Teams and channels. We're going to uncover the secret engine that powers it all, see how it connects you with people outside your company, meet its AI assistant, and then we'll wrap up with some absolutely essential pro tips.
First up, the collaboration hub. And look, this isn't just some catchy marketing term. It's the core philosophy behind the entire platform. Think of it as the central nervous system for all your work.
So what does that actually mean? Well, it means bringing everything together. Instead of jumping between an app for chats, another for video calls, another for documents, and yet another for tasks, it all lives in one interconnected space. And the goal? It's to end that constant context switching that just completely drains our focus. And this is the perfect illustration of how it all works in practice. So a client calls your Teams number, but you miss it. No big deal. Teams automatically transcribes the voicemail right into a chat. You read it, realize you need a colleague's input, and with one click, you escalate that chat to a video meeting. The action items from that meeting, they're saved directly into the project's channel. See? It's a seamless, circular flow. Now, all this work needs some kind of structure. Otherwise, you just have digital chaos. And that brings us to the fundamental building blocks of the platform: Teams and channels. Getting this part right is the absolute key to an organized workspace. The clearest way to think about this is with a simple analogy. A team is like the main house for your department or a big project. And the channels inside that house, well, those are the individual rooms, each one dedicated to a specific topic, like budget or marketing plan or design mockups. And inside that house, you have different kinds of rooms. A private channel, you'll see it marked with that little lock icon, that's for your confidential discussions, where only a few specific team members have access. But a shared channel, that's built for collaboration across boundaries, letting people from outside your team or even outside your entire company join in on that one specific conversation. Okay, now for the big reveal. This is the part that truly separates Teams from being just another chat app. We have to look beyond the chat window to really understand where your work actually lives. This quote from the YouTube channel Teachers Tech says it all, really. When you make a new team, you aren't just creating a chat room. You are automatically, in the background, spinning up a powerful SharePoint site. That is the secret engine. So here's the crucial thing to understand. Teams is the friendly front door, the window you look through, but SharePoint is the secure vault in the back. Every file you drop in a channel is stored in a SharePoint library. Files from your private chats, they go to your OneDrive. And this is what makes it so powerful. It means you get robust features like version history, and you can co-author documents in real time right inside Teams without ever creating those dreaded conflicting copies again. All right, let's tackle a really common challenge. How do you actually work with people outside your organization? Clients, vendors, partners, without creating a total mess of emails and attachments. Well, the classic way to do this is with something called guest access. And it's pretty straightforward. A team owner just invites an external person using their email. That guest gets an invite, accepts it, maybe creates a free Microsoft account if they need one, and boom, they're in. They can chat and access files within that one specific team. But there's a much more modern, more seamless way. See, historically, guests had to completely switch their organization profile in Teams. It was kind of like logging out and logging back in again. It was clunky. Shared channels solve this. They let an external partner access your channel directly within their own team's environment. No switching required. It is an absolute game changer for cross-company collaboration. All right, let's talk about intelligence. Your Work Hub now has a brain built right in, Microsoft Copilot. And this is where collaboration gets supercharged. So, Copilot is your AI assistant that literally works alongside you. It can read a chaotic 50-message chat thread you missed and just give you the bullet point summary. It can take your blunt, quick message and rewrite it with a more professional tone. It's essentially a proactive team member, and it saves you an incredible amount of time. Now, let's clear up some licensing confusion because, frankly, Microsoft has made this a little tricky. There's something called Teams Premium, which gives you some AI features like an automated meeting summary after the meeting is over. But Copilot from Microsoft's 365, that's the thinking brain. That's the one that lets you ask questions, get summaries on demand, and use all those cool chat rewrite tools. So the crucial takeaway is you need the full Copilot license to get the really powerful features. And here's what that actually looks like in your day-to-day work. You can literally ask Copilot to summarize a meeting you missed, and it'll spit out the key decisions and action items. And this is really important. Copilot only sees what you have permission to see. It respects all the existing security rules, so it can't just go snooping around in files you don't have access to. So, we've covered the structure, the backend, and the AI. Now, let's wrap this all up with some rapid-fire pro tips to help you work smarter and, just as importantly, safer in teams. Okay, let's run through these. First, respect the channel. Seriously, don't create a whole new house when a new room will do the job. It keeps things from getting out of control. Second, protect your focus. Go into your settings and be absolutely ruthless about turning off notifications you don't need. Third, and this is critical, activate multi-factor authentication. It is the single best thing you can do for your account security. Fourth, define your guest policies. Have clear rules for what external partners can and cannot access. And finally, number 5, mark your bots. With AI in meetings, organizers now have to explicitly approve any non-human participants so you always know who or what is listening in. So yeah, Teams is clearly far more than a chat app. It's a structured, powerful, and now an increasingly intelligent ecosystem for how we get work done. And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. With an AI like Copilot acting as a genuine teammate, summarizing conversations, drafting replies, how does that change our very definition of what collaboration is even going to mean in the future?